The Northern Triangle is one of the most dangerous places on Earth with some of the highest per capita homicide rates. Extortion, femicide and other violent crimes are pervasive, but who is to blame? Stay tuned to hear the answer.
In a Popa yesterday, street gang members killed an elderly shopkeeper who refused to pay extortion. The gang members entered their store yesterday evening and stopped her multiple times before emptying the cash register. The shopkeeper had previously told their neighbor that she wasn't afraid of those street gang garbage. Now for some positive news. Yesterday store owners in downtown Tacuba heard the neighbors cry for help. They interrupted an extortion in progress and used baseball bats to chase away the street gang members. Eyewitnesses say that the store owner meted out some old-fashioned street justice. Bien hecho.
Boss, it is your lucky day. Do you know why? Well, it is because we need you to make a contribution. If you don't, we are going to kill your employees one by one.
No.
Pendejo, don't you realize that we have you well watched? We need your answer tomorrow.
Ten cuidado.
That news reporter is a beauty, isn't she? Did you notice that smile when she talked about that old-fashioned form of street justice? What message is she communicating about the villains and heroes within the extortion economy? Look at the stories that appear in the newspaper and on television every day. It is clear that El Salvador is a dangerous place. But how do these stories frame how we imagine our world? Just imagine yourself in this situation. Can you imagine this? Wait a minute. Maybe this situation wasn't as shocking as it seems? Maybe Patty had already imagined that this would happen. Obviously Patty had read the signs. But could she have read these signs without the help of all of the media stories around her? Finally, how did Patty remember this fateful day? Was it with pride because she had stood up to the street gang and negotiated? Or was she just another victim who was too dead to talk?
Buenos dias. Mucho gusto. Can you tell me what happened that day?
I was working in the back when I heard my employees out. The gang members asked me for a contribution and they told me that they knew who my clients were. I didn't have time to calculate how much I could afford to pay. It was horrible. I knew we couldn't put my employees at risk. And I knew that my sister would never forgive me if something happened to my two nephews who work in the business.
These narratives have a very similar structure. The narratives are broken down into before, during, and after temporal periods, and they enlist specific figures of speech, including the figure of the extorter and extortee. My suggestion is that we need to look at both what is being said with words as well as what is being said with body language. For example, look at this interaction script. The use of intonation and slang as well as references to popular media songs and characters provide us with some clues. We should also look for visual cues. These cues are referred to as meta-communication. A really important point to remember is that how we remember is influenced by these popular media scripts. Furthermore, in telling their stories, extortion victims are also playing a figure. For example, look at this conversation stream. What figure is the bus owner playing? Are there other figures he could have chosen to perform? The saying that you shouldn't believe everything you read in the newspaper or see on television is probably good advice.
It cannot believe it has been 2 months since we visited the sewing cooperative. I am really excited to see how the sewing is going. That is strange. The door is open. Naomi, Roxana, are you here?
Hola. I am in the cutting room.
Vámonos, chico. Hi Naomi, ¿cómo va?
Hola Claudia. I am here. Working as always.
Long time no see, chica. Everybody bien? Your barrio is very dangerous at the moment. Why did the government declare a state of emergency? Is the gang situation that bad?
Aye Claudia, the situation is horrible. There are no jobs and there is nothing to do for the teens. The police and the paramilitaries target anyone who is young, male and poor. And the politicians are una mierda. They only visit and make promises around the election and then they forget about us until the next time. Our children are not the problem.
¡Qué mierda, Naomi! The World Bank recently published a report that stated that El Salvador collects more in consumption taxes from the poor than it provides in services. The gang situation scares me, but the government?
I paid the extortion but it's screwed up my finances. My business is just surviving and this was another expense that I could not afford. But the story ended well. I paid the extortion for several months and then one day the gang members stopped showing up to collect. I guess something must have happened to them. I have been driving a taxi since the end of the Civil War. Before this I was in the army fighting against the communists. The street gangs are ruining everything and ordinary people don't feel safe. My army buddies and I decided it is time to take back our communities.
The president continues his war on the street gangs. Between March and June 2022, he has jailed 43,000 youth from marginal communities whose only crime might be being poor. He has also violated their rights to due legal process and the right to a lawyer.
Which frame do we want to believe? The reactionary unidimensional one? Or is the reality more complicated than the president and the media are telling us?